My inspired idea pertains to Jews and class. And it's an idea that is deeply personal to me. So, in the spirit of keeping things personal, but I hope with elements that some of you find relatable, I'm going to give this talk as though I'm speaking to my younger self, probably around the age of 14 or 15. Hi, Sam. My sister's in the front row. I want to talk to you about the day your mom came home from work and said that your family would no longer be attending High Holy Day services. The tickets were just too expensive, and that's to say nothing of the membership fees. I know you weren't all that disappointed, since your connection to the religious side of Judaism was tenuous at best. And that's absolutely okay. The parts of your Jewish life that you felt most strongly towards were food, animated family conversation, which usually involved food, and your grandfather's Bensonhurst, Brooklyn accent. How much does it cost to be Jewish today? According to a recent survey, annual synagogue dues range anywhere from $300 to $3,000 or more a year. Dues are intended to pay for important things like building maintenance and staff salaries. What about Jewish education? For parents who want to send their children to Jewish day school, tuitions typically start at $15,000, and I've seen some upwards of $30,000. Religious schools, on the other hand, are typically free, but with the caveat that each student and his or her family be a member of that particular congregation. Jewish day camp usually fluctuates between $650 and $800 a week. Not cheap, right? And I haven't even mentioned the cost of what it would be to keep kosher or the cost of housing in communities where people can walk to shul. So this all begs the question, how many people have we as a community lost because they couldn't afford shul? Let us consider the possibility that each member of our Jewish community is a brother or a sister. Just as Deuteronomy 15 refers to the poor person, the person with less, as achicha, your brother. Now imagine the implications of excluding a family member, let's say a brother, from a potluck because this person has no food to bring. Sam, you've got a complicated road ahead of you. By the time you reach your mid-20s and start to seek out religious practice as a way to make sense of your life and history, you won't find it in Judaism, at least not right away. And when you do circle back to Judaism, which you will, you'll experience a low, simmering anger that you didn't know existed. This is because, as a younger person, you did not learn how to wrestle with Hashem. You learned that a Jew was someone who could afford to be one. And that Jew wasn't you, or your mom, or your brother, or your sister. The financial inaccessibility of Judaism early on meant that you had no clearly marked Jewish home to return to. Your mother gave up the keys to that house long ago, and there would be no obvious point of re-entry. But don't worry, you'll find your way back in, and you'll tell your story, and you'll encourage others to tell theirs. And when you're 31, gave away my age, you'll facilitate a discussion on Jews and class on Yom Kippur. You'll be really hungry, it'll be 3 o'clock, and there'll be a woman there with her young son who will share her story, and it'll sound kind of similar to yours. And she will look at you and everyone else in the room and say, God is free. And this will leave you with a kind of hope that you didn't know existed. Thank you.